and say to us, you know, why don't you come away, pet? There's no need for you to be hanging around anymore, Marjorie, they say. They're dead and all, you see. Or like me, except they're resting. And they want me to rest with them, like. And I will soon. Aye, I will soon. I like to keep myself busy, like. But this city, it's just the same. It's never changed, not really. It's just as grey. I like the grey though. I like the solidness of it. Even when all those hearts and bones were broken, we stood strong, like the city. Even if it was just for show sometimes, you know. But aye, we got through it. Fog of the Tyne, they used to call it. The grey, I mean. Newcastle pet. That's where I lived. Don't know what you'd call this though. It's not like life. Although I guess that depends on how you live though, really, doesn't it, pet? And I am still with it, like, even though I, oh, what did I hear it called recently? Pop me clogs. Even though I popped me clogs, that was an age ago now. You don't stop being just because your body stops breathing. And we can still see it all. All this YouTube Melanie, what's that about? Bloody screens everywhere. My God, what was that woman who went virus recently? Is that what you call it? Going virus? Oh, bloody hell. She was on all the bloody screens all the bloody time. And what a cheek! Saying all those nasty things about the little kiddies' names. Oh, and saying if you had a Geordie accent you sounded stupid. I know what that's called, all right. Bloody irony. Oh, strong woman, my backside. She's a butter. But your eyes grow tired here after a while. And nothing comes as a surprise anymore. Mind you, I wish I had half the things you lot have. When I was a little lass, I found this book up in the attic when my father was clearing out my mum's things after she died. I mean, I couldn't read it, like, but I could recognise two words on the cover. One was Margaret, because that was my sister's name, and the other was Newcastle, because that's where I grew up, of course. And when I got older, I could read it a bit, like, but could I understand the book? It was a play, and it was written by Margaret Cavendish, Duchess of Newcastle upon Tyne. I know, it's proper posh and that and all, isn't it? Quite knows where it came from. I don't know, bugger in our house would have read it. But now I like to think that maybe me mum kept it for the same reason that I did. There was something in the words, you see. Nature's three daughters, beauty, love and wit, it was called. And I just knew that this lady writer, she saw some things like how I saw them. Except I just never said nothing. I was always out of place, I suppose. Oh, I never set out like you didn't. I just got on with life. We all did. You got married, you had a family, and your husbands and sons would go off down the pit. My husband, Frank, well, I thought it was just enough, you know, to have a working husband and be content with that. And he wasn't a complete sod all the time. I think I knew people who fell in love, like, I mean, like, properly in love, but only like rich people, posh people, the ones whose husbands wore ties and shiny shoes. I think I knew deep down I was lying to myself. I could have those things too if I looked hard enough, if I was brave enough, or stupid enough. But at the time, it felt too hard to be different, you know. Anyway, eventually Frank did his back on the pit and he couldn't work anymore. And by the time I had our Michael, I knew Frank wasn't interested in having a baby, not really. All that mattered to him was having a son to carry on the family name. Carry on the family name. Marjorie Ann Salmon, I'm called. Bleeding salmon. Let his sudden die out if you ask me. Granger was my maiden name. And I think I gave that up to become a sudden salmon. And I was quite a looker as well. And that's what mattered to Frank the most. And then I'd remember the little things in that play, what that lady wrote. Why do you woo beauty that is deaf and dumb, that hears no praise nor adoration? That's what she wrote in that play, that Margaret Cavendish. So when Frank did his backing down the pit and he couldn't work, and our Michael, by the time he was old enough, he did the same as all the others. Our Michael was only 17 when he passed. Down in the pit in Scotswood. 30th of March 1925. And I'll not forget that sudden date for the rest of my time. Montague View Disaster, they called it. That was the name of the pit, you see, down in Scotswood, the Montague. There was an accident. So many people and all. It was awful. That was always my fear. Always my worry with those coal mines. Michael was our only son, and by the time he died, his father was already up to the eyes in the drink. And did he have a change of heart? Did he shite? He drank even more and forgot I bloody existed. And me, a worn down wife with a vacant husband, and a mother who will never get the chance to see her only son grow up to become a man. Sounds proper grim, that, doesn't it, pet? It was in a way. And then I got to wondering, maybe it was a blessing that our Michael never got the chance to grow up to be like his father. To grow up in a world where his mother or his wife neither could do anything except what's expected, and not to see out for fear of being cast out and ignored, not spoken to. Because what would have changed his mind, eh, pet? Would Margaret Cavendish have changed his mind? No. He'd have done what was always done. Men work hard and women just do what's expected of them, because that's just the way it was. And our Michael, he wouldn't have been to blame, not really. Because what you're taught, it's what you believe in, really, isn't it? Anyways, so the last 7 years of my life was being alone. Not a wife, nor a mother neither. And then I realised I was worthy enough of love. Proper love, I mean. I was right all that time. And you didn't have to be posh or rich neither. I was enough. Me. My love for me was enough. I was all I had. And I'd have broken and crumbled if I hadn't have found that strength, you know. And that's what she said, that Margaret Cavendish. I mean, I still don't really understand everything she said in that play, like. But that women should have self-love. That's what she was trying to say. And for someone like me to die with that privilege. Well, that's why I'm still here, isn't it? I can't give up that feeling, pet. Not until I've seen it spread through the living. Maybe in a couple of weeks, I'll take a rest, eh? Stop that lot nagging. Once that's resting. Nagging. Since 1932 and all. To think, eh? But I'll just wait. A little bit more. And I'll watch the living until I see it change just a little bit more. Aye. I'll just wait a little bit longer.